Added sugars is different from the natural sugars that you find in foods. So if you eat a bowl of cherries, there is sugar in them, but you can't keep making them sweeter and sweeter. Those entire sort of times to eat are ones that you want to limit if you're trying to lose weight.
Did you know that a kidney doctor from Toronto accidentally became one of the most influential voices in weight loss? All because he got fed up watching his diabetic patients get worse instead of better? Dr. Jason Fung spent years treating patients with kidney disease, and he noticed something troubling. His patients followed the standard advice. They took their medications, they counted their calories, but they kept gaining weight, and their kidneys kept failing. So he started digging into the research. What he found challenged everything mainstream medicine was teaching about weight loss, and it all comes back to one ingredient that most people consume every single day without realizing the damage it causes. This video will reveal just that, so make sure to watch until the end. Sugar isn't just empty calories. According to Dr. Fung, sugar is something far more sinister. Most nutrition advice treats sugar like any other calorie source. Burn it off with exercise and no harm done. But Dr. Fung, who serves as scientific editor of the Journal of Insulin Resistance and has sold over 1 million books on metabolic health, argues this completely misses the point. In his 2016 bestseller, The Obesity Code, he explains that sugar delivers a 1-2 punch that other foods simply do not. The glucose half spikes insulin immediately, telling the body to store fat. But the fructose half? That is where the real trouble begins. Dr. Fung puts it bluntly. Yes, Dr. Robert Lustig is correct. Sugar is a toxin. Fructose targets the liver like a guided missile. Here is something most people never consider. When someone eats glucose, it disperses throughout roughly 170 pounds of body tissue. Every cell in the body can use it. But fructose, according to Dr. Fung, it must be processed entirely by the liver, which weighs only about 5 pounds. He describes it this way: fructose is targeted like a guided missile to the liver. The math is startling. Dr. Fung calculates that fructose is approximately 20 times more likely to cause fatty liver compared to glucose alone. And research supports this claim. One study he cites found that replacing glucose with equal calories of fructose increased liver fat by 38% in only 8 days. Why does fatty liver matter for weight loss? Because fatty liver is the bridge to insulin resistance, the metabolic state that makes losing weight feel nearly impossible. Insulin resistance develops faster than most people realize. Insulin resistance can develop in just weeks, not years. Most people assume insulin resistance takes decades to develop. Dr. Fung points to research suggesting otherwise. In one study he frequently references, healthy volunteers drank fructose-sweetened beverages for 8 weeks. By the end, they showed signs of prediabetes. The control group drinking glucose-sweetened beverages did not develop these markers. Dr. Fung writes on his Substack, it only takes 6 days of excess fructose to cause insulin resistance. What happens after decades of high fructose consumption? The result is a diabetes disaster. This explains why so many people in their 40s and 50s suddenly struggle to lose weight using the same methods that worked in their 20s. The years of sugar consumption have quietly reprogrammed their metabolism. Insulin is a fat storage hormone. Losing weight is not primarily about calories, it's about insulin. This is perhaps Dr. Fung's most controversial claim. He argues that 75% of the weight loss response in obesity is predicted by insulin levels. Not willpower, not caloric intake, not exercise, just insulin. He explains the mechanism in simple terms. Insulin is a fat-storing hormone. When we eat, insulin goes up, signaling the body to store food energy as body fat. When we don't eat, insulin goes down, signaling the body to burn this stored energy. Think of it like a locked bank vault. When insulin is high, the vault stays locked. The body cannot access stored fat for energy no matter how much someone exercises or restricts calories. Dr. Fung puts it this way, insulin prevents you from burning body fat. It's like the bank is closed and you can't take it out. Research published in BMC Medicine confirms that insulin levels on the high side of normal are sufficient to suppress fat burning and promote fat storage. Starvation mode is mostly a myth. The dreaded starvation mode that crashes metabolism? According to Dr. Fung, it is largely a myth. at least for intermittent fasting. This is one of the biggest fears people have about skipping meals. They worry their metabolism will slow down so much that they will gain weight the moment they eat again. Dr. Fung points to a study that measured what actually happens during a 4-day fast. On day 0, participants burned around 2,000 calories. By day 4, after eating nothing for 96 hours, they were burning approximately 2,200 calories. Their metabolic rate went up, not down. A study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found similar results. Resting energy expenditure actually increased significantly during 84 hours of fasting. The researchers attributed this to a spike in norepinephrine, the body's activation hormone. Dr. Fung explains the logic. Think about in the wild. If you see a hungry wolf, is that wolf lethargic? No, he's activated. He's actually more dangerous than any other wolf. The body does not shut down during short-term fasting. It activates. Cutting calories without cutting sugar backfires. Traditional calorie-cutting diets often backfire, and Dr. Fung explains exactly why. When someone simply cuts 500 calories per day without addressing what they eat, something predictable happens. The body adapts by burning 500 fewer calories. Dr. Fung describes the result. Over time, you get tired because you're burning fewer calories. You don't have enough energy to generate body heat. So you're cold, you're tired, you're hungry. This is why so many dieters hit a wall after a few months. Their metabolism has downshifted to match their reduced intake. Research published in the New England Journal of Medicine in 2011 found that after weight loss, changes in hunger hormones, including leptin, ghrelin, and insulin, persist for at least 1 year. The body actively fights to regain lost weight through these hormonal signals. Dr. Fung's solution? Stop thinking about calories as the primary target. Focus on lowering insulin by eliminating sugar and processed carbohydrates, and extend the periods of time between meals through intermittent fasting. He summarizes his approach in 2 sentences. The solution is to get rid of all that sugar. There are only 2 things you need to know. Don't put it in and let your body burn it off. Type 2 diabetes can be reversed. Type 2 diabetes is not necessarily a life sentence, and Dr. Fung has published case studies proving it. In 2018, Dr. Fung and his colleagues published a case series in BMJ Case Reports documenting 3 insulin-dependent diabetics. All 3 were taking over 70 units of insulin daily. After starting therapeutic fasting under medical supervision, all 3 discontinued insulin entirely within 5 to 18 days. Over the following 7 to 11 months, these patients achieved 10 to 18% weight loss, significant reductions in waist circumference, and improved blood sugar control. Dr. Fung argues that the medical establishment has the treatment backwards. People are focused on giving drugs to type 2 diabetes, he says, but it's a dietary disease. Now, an important note, these results came from a very small study with medical supervision. Anyone taking diabetes medication should work with your doctor before making changes. But the broader research does support that intermittent fasting can improve insulin sensitivity and reduce the need for medication in many cases. So there it is, 7 truths from Dr. Jason Fung that challenge conventional weight loss wisdom. Sugar is not just empty calories. It programs the body to store fat through insulin resistance that develops faster than most people realize. And the solution? According to this kidney doctor turned fasting pioneer, is surprisingly simple. Stop putting sugar in and give the body time to burn off what is already stored. What surprised you most? The fact that fructose targets the liver, or that metabolism actually increases during fasting? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you found this helpful, subscribe for more science-backed weight loss content. See you in our next video.